How's it going? This is Royal with Talk Central, Talk Show Central RTV style, and tonight we have a special show. We're bringing in some candidates, and my good buddy's coming in. Here he comes. This is Jimmie Garcia.
Hey,
How's
how's
it
it going, Royal?
going, Jimmy? You doing all
Pretty good,
right,
pretty good.
man?
Yes,
All
sir. How
right,
about
man.
yourself?
You're sounding cool, man. You're sounding like a DJ, man. So what's up with you today? What's going on
um,
with you?
we're out there at the polls. We're helping people go out there and vote, and calling everybody to come in and vote on this momentous year that we're having here as Republicans in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we, in between, we're having events for myself, for other candidates. So it's been a busy week so far. So
Wow.
we're going headstrong right now.
No, no, pues qué bueno, qué bueno. It's good that's happening. With you guys. Let me put the American flag
Nice.
here, and that looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Early voting has happened. God, it's going up to its fifth day. How are the polls looking, Jimmy? How do you see the
So
numbers here?
So the numbers are looking pretty good for us. We're holding steady. The bad part about it here in the valley is that we got all our family and friends, and they're voting for their compadres and on the Democratic side. So
Ah,
it kind of messes with the numbers. You
yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
But from what I see is from 2018 and 2020, our numbers are going up. So
Wow.
that's good.
and
Our,
and I bet it's definitely a better deal than the first day. The first day numbers were kind of low, weren't they?
well, yeah, but they were in low compared to previous years on the Republican side. They were
Oh
a little
wow.
high. So what we do like seeing is that our numbers are staying steady, and the Democrat side is kind of going down. So
Oh
we're holding
wow.
steady every day, and they're going down. So that's pretty good. To keep
Yeah.
it right there.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool, 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 man. So that's exciting. That's exciting. That's good news because that means votes, and obviously these people are coming in, and of course, early voting starts for where you're in March 1st, right? I mean, yeah,
So that's the
right.
election day. Yes.
Yeah, election day is for
Yes.
March 1st for you because
Yes.
there's I know this was the Harlingen mayor. They're like voting in May, and it's
May.
like you know,
Yes.
and then somewhere all the way till November. With that, I'm well, this primary, and then it goes into that.
Yes.
So yeah, and then of course there's a day in between there. I think it's the 21st or one of those days where it's a non-voting because I think it's a holiday or something. One of those early voting days is a no vote
I believe
day.
Monday is President's Day.
Ándale, eso es el 21st, se me hace que that's
Yes.
kind of what I heard. So, but the rest of the days, man, hey, take advantage of it. And I think and some people sometimes don't vote the first week. I know that I don't like to vote the first week because I
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
hear a little bit more from the candidates.
Right.
And you go in there, you go, oh, I didn't know this person was running, or I didn't know this person was running. And even now, the last couple of days, I've been discovering new candidates that are running, and it's like, wait, but this salió este, what's up with
Yeah.
this guy, or what are they running for, just other names that are coming out. I mean, people knew they were running, or I mean, they knew they were running, but it's just they haven't come out. There
Promoted
hasn't been
themselves.
to a lot. I guess they don't have a lot of signs, or they're not very upfront in the Facebook, and so
Right.
when that starts happening, so it's the and you start getting more mailers in the at the house. I'm getting mailers from people that I hadn't even heard, and it's like,
Wow. Yeah.
wow. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing, I
They
guess.
try coming in it right at the end, and I mean, some of them mean well, some of them don't, and it's just unfortunate that they did it right at the end, and it's harder for them because now they got to catch up to the people that have been working for a whole year, for
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, pues
So
como Myra, man. Myra's been
yeah, she's
working.
been working it hard. Yeah,
Híjole.
she's
It's like,
her and her campaign team, her husband, man, they've done an awesome job with their campaign. And I was actually speaking to them earlier today,
yeah.
and I was just nitpicking on their ideas. I was like, hey, how do you do this? And I like them because they're really open to helping other candidates and stuff. So they're
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it's definitely a team effort with them. And the thing is, hey, who's coming in? Hey, Leo. Leo, buenas tardes. Yeah. So yeah, the thing is, she's already gone through all the potential problems because she's been doing it for the
Right.
last 2 years, and you guys are starting this year, right? You
Right.
started this year, and so there's some things, just like anything you do. I mean, it's not like you're a professional, at
Politician.
running campaigns, that kind of
Yeah.
deal. So it's your first campaign that you run, or maybe your second, but still, it's like, okay, there's adjustment period, and getting the people, your team in place. Okay, where do I send my people? Do I have them hold signs at wherever the voting is at, or do we go knock doors? I mean, it's just a strategy, quite frankly,
Right.
because you don't have a lot of time.
And that's where I say that Myra's team and our current chairwoman Adrian Peña Garza, the Young Republicans president and the whole team there, Joaquim Hernandez and Alma
Right.
Hernandez, man, they've stepped up in a big way and helped us out and guiding us in the right direction. Hey, this is a paperwork you got to fill out. Make sure you fill it out by this day, and they've all been really helpful.
Yeah.
And so even Monica de la Cruz's team who's running for
Yeah.
CD15.
Right.
I'm not even in their district, but they're still,
Yeah.
her campaign team is like, hey, do this, do that. So it's
Yeah.
pretty nice to be around people that want to
Yeah,
support
Monica's
and
been
help.
really busy. I haven't
Yeah,
even been able to. I think I sent her one message, and I think she sent me back. But it's like, dude, I don't have time. It's a bit busy. And the thing is this, mira, ¿cómo te diré? Just the paper. I think was it you or was it Oscar that was telling me, dude, the paperwork was just ridiculous.
yeah,
I think it was Oscar. I don't know. It might have been you.
yeah.
But it's like the paperwork was ridiculous, man. You had to do all of this, all of this, all of this, and I think they were saying like, what is it, 10 pages or maybe more that you
There's a
fill out?
lot. It just depends on what you're running for. I
Yeah,
guess the higher up you go, the more there is. But man, just with the Ethics Commission, with the Secretary of State, you got to keep up with both of them, and it's a lot. But it's good to have somebody with experience. At our Hidalgo County GOP, somebody with experience that has done it before and will continue to do it. It's
yeah,
good to have them there, and they know how to guide you already.
yeah, yeah.
So Adrian Peña Garza and her team and everybody, she has a volunteer whose name I forgot last time, and I had to apologize to Amanda because I forgot her name last time. But they got a pretty good team down there, and hopefully they continue to be the same people in our GOP.
No, no, sí, sí, es verdad. Yeah, Amanda, what's her name? I forget her name, pero
The one Amanda Gomez.
ándale, sí, 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 sí.
Yes.
Pero yeah, I'm sending somebody a link here.
Okay. Yeah.
So a ver qué pasa. But yeah, man, so there's quite a few people that are running, and it's man, well, everything from, I mean, well, judges, I mean, well, you're running. What are you running for anyway? I
Te-
forget here.
Texas House District 39. I'm running
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
here we
Texas
go.
House.
Let me put it up here. Let me put it up here. Jimmy. Yeah, you're running for representative.
Yes.
Representative. Some people are running for representative. Some people are running for Congress. Some people are running for chair, for county clerks, and
Yes.
all of this. Man, it's everything. Pues it's a governor's year. That's
Right.
that's. ¿Quién me estaba diciendo eso? It's a governor's year, and so yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
we're hoping to pick up from that momentum, that Donald Trump did back in 2020 here in the valley, and he almost flipped the valley, and
yeah.
it's we're kind of trying to keep that momentum going, and hopefully, all those votes go down ballot and because it's not a straight ballot voting anymore,
No.
so uh,
And what's your opinion on that? Would you rather have the straight ballot, or just so they can vote either way?
I think that it's good. I mean, yes, it would help us if somebody just clicked on it and voted all
Yeah.
Republican, right? But then it would also hurt us because if they got a compadre who's running for Democrat, people should have the right to choose.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they
I
want
think
to
so
vote
too.
down the middle, vote some
Yeah.
Democrat, some Republican, then that's fine. It keeps the balance of power in
Yeah,
the
because
middle.
I'm sure there's some good Republicans. I mean, good Democrats. I maybe one or two.
Yeah, one or two. Yeah, as we saw at the Senate level up there in Washington, stopping
Yeah,
that bill, that was nice.
yeah. So
Yeah.
es que pues that needs to change. I mean, it got to get to the point to where it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. I mean, the way I see it, or I've said it too on the show, if a person, if a candidate gets elected and then they decide to do what's best for the community, then it really doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat.
Right.
Es cuando estás haciendo las cosas de tu party. Was
Right.
blue does this and red does this, then that's when you're overlooking the needs of your community,
Right.
because you're doing the whatever the community, I mean whatever the your color wants you to do,
Right.
and then whatever you owe whoever the vendors were that got you elected, that forked out the money. And so that's the other thing too, it's like
Well,
they owe favors.
yeah. Well, that's the good thing about us here. We're not selling ourselves to anyone.
Yeah,
We're the only people that we're trying to sell ourselves to is our constituents.
yeah,
And telling them, for me, it's about their needs. I can't go represent 40, 50,000 people in Austin without knowing what their needs are.
right,
So we ask the people, what is it that you need? What is it that we can change? For you.
right.
And so that's what we're trying to serve ourselves to. We don't need a lobbyist or and stuff like that. It's the to know what's wrong with our constituents' everyday life. So
Yeah, right. A
yeah.
ver, let me go here and let me move something here. Andale. And let me see, this one's going. Uh, so yeah. Okay, that one's going okay. So I want to make sure we were live on all 3 or 4 pages.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That are going. I know Sharky put in a couple of extra ones in there. Sharky has like 10 pages that he manages. So,
Oh, okay.
and he's got
That's,
something going on. So he would be in here, and I sent him the link anyway. He said, "Well, if I have time, I'll come in." Si no, he won't. Pero
that's a lot
pues,
of
a ver
pages. I
yeah,
have
yeah. Man, it's like
I have my personal and I have the campaign one, and that's a lot to keep
yeah,
up with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially right now, because people send you messages, and you gotta respond to the message,
Yes.
because you never know who is texting you or messaging
Right.
you at the time, and it might be the most important message, and you totally miss it.
Yeah. Yeah. Every message.
So yeah,
Yeah. No messages go unread here. So
yeah. Every message is a potential vote, or maybe
multiple.
whatever
Yeah.
else might come in, so a ver qué pasa. So let's give you a question here. Let's give you a question, and I think you answered this question before. So just tell us, I tell you what, in a nutshell, why are you seeking office? What makes you the best candidate, and if elected, what you accomplish? Just kind of talk on those three lines.
Yeah. So the reason I'm running is because I'm tired of the corruption here in the valley. If you're not part of the political machine, you're not moving forward in life. You're not having a great opportunity. I'm tired of the only jobs coming in are restaurant jobs. Don't get me wrong, we need those jobs as well, but we don't have any, factory job, union jobs where, you know, they're paying 15, $17 an hour. We
Right.
need more of those jobs here in the valley, and we need to step it up. Este, so that's one of the main reasons why I decided to run. Another one was I feel like we've been misrepresented in Austin by our current uh, representative over there. So much
Right.
so that he left the state and left us without a voice.
Mm,
And so that's a big no-no, and that really prompted me to start having those conversations where are we gonna tackle this, or we're gonna go all in. And so that's that's what really got me going, as to some of the things that now, in talking with constituents, workers, and stuff like that from the district, is a big problem is with the education in the education department.
yes.
At first I was like, well, everybody talks about education, the money's there, do
Hmm.
they really have a lot of problems? But now that getting informed, este, there's a lot of problems facing the education, especially the teachers, the everyday teachers. So if elected, I spoke to some teachers. If elected, I'm wanting to form a committee of teachers within the
Yeah.
district, get them all together and help me write a bill. Because who better represent them than themselves? Hey,
Right. Right.
tell me what you need, because I don't have experience as a teacher. I don't know what they
Right.
go through
Right.
on everyday life. So it's hard for me to go to Austin and say, hey, well, I just need my teachers to get paid better. Well, That's not
Yeah,
gonna help a
why?
lot. Yeah.
Why? It's
So
the see they gotta yeah that's very wise. I think that's a very good idea because the teachers need to get more pay, but you
yes.
just can't go hey whoever makes the decision over there. Hey, here's a list of pages we run. RTV missing persons. Este Sharky's missing. En Los Mexicos, yeah, yeah, yeah. And right now it's live on all of these pages.
Okay.
He probably a little bit more, right,
I
Sharky?
just took a
Probably about
screen.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
took a
It's like
screenshot so I can start following them.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
when it comes to teachers, pay is not the only thing that they're having problems with.
No,
Another problem that they're having is they're having 30, 35 students per classroom, but one teacher, that's
yes,
a lot of students. So
and no helper, no helper,
yeah,
no para goes in there and helps out.
right.
I mean, even at a low 20, I think even at a low 20 is too much. I think at one point, I think in the Dallas district, I used to live up there, and I think my boy was going. It's at one time when he was little. I think they had maybe like 15-1
Okay.
one time up in Dallas in certain
50
districts.
or 15?
15,
Oh,
one
15. See,
5.
that's
You
that's
know,
I think the sweet spot right there. 15 to
yeah,
1.
you
You
know,
get an hour with them. You get to go one on one with them and talk
yeah.
to them. Este, so that's pretty good. 15 to 1 is a ratio that I would like to see.
Pero I've seen even 32, 27, 28.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, granted the teacher is I mean, especially if they're seasoned teachers, they got it, but still, man, you can't.
it's too much to ask
It's
for.
too much.
Yeah,
It's too much, especially now. I mean, maybe back in the day when the kids were a little bit more respectful, and I mean, come on, we know our kids.
yeah,
Some of them are good, some of them are really good and the whole bit, but there's some of them, and there's going to be some of them in every single class that are not going to be respectful, man, and they take away the time of the ones that really want to study, and it's like it's hard. It's hard to balance that. Dice Leo, I was going to vote for a county judge. I asked him a question through Facebook. He never answered. I asked the same question to the opponent. The opponent answered in a couple of hours. So I voted for the opponent. Wow. Just based on that. No te digo?
so
Because you know what? The citizen, the average citizen, or it doesn't matter average or not, every citizen wants to be heard. Every citizen wants to feel like, you know, if I address you, if I say hi or whatever, they need your attention because
and
that might be the only time you connect with that citizen, and who's to know that because of that citizen gets other people involved in, hey, this guy, man, I met Jimmy, and man, Jimmy, I don't know, man, that guy, but man, he shook my hand, and we spoke for a little bit of time, and then he had to go,
yeah,
but man, y luego, pues, oh, wow, really? Wow, man, he must be a really good guy. Even though you didn't even say anything, but it's just the fact that you acknowledge that person or you
right,
answered his question, that shows character. I think that also shows character, and it shows that you care. That
right,
it matters. Even if it's important, if you value the little things, you're gonna value the big things.
right. So let me tell you something, and I'm gonna speak to Lino right here, right?
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. The candidates here in the valley, I don't know what side you voted on, but the political candidates that have been running for so long, they're so used to just getting their way, and you're so used to winning that they don't
yeah,
really care in talking to the little people. Like, I'm gonna tell you
right,
something. I'm an everyday American, just like yourself. I'm a truck driver.
right,
I work hard. I work hard for my family.
right.
So my phone number is on my Facebook. On my website. You can call me at any time of the day, and I'll answer you and I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
And if you need to get in contact with any of the other candidates, I'll get you in contact with them. So
Wow.
that's what we need to change is, we're here by the people for the people, and it should be run by the people. So
Yeah.
call us
Well,
up anytime you need.
yeah. Oye, Jimmy, let me stop you there for a little bit because we have somebody coming in. We have the great Adela K. Garza. She's running for a judge at 484th District Judge. And here she is, Adela. ¿Qué pasa, Adela? ¿Cómo te va? How's it going today? Can you hear me? Ooh, turn your mic on, girl.
The mic's not working.
Your mic's not working. Ah, okay. Well, Jimmy, your mic's not working for some reason, or is it me? No,
Oh
it's
no,
her.
I don't
Yeah,
hear her either.
yeah, yeah. No. Get your mic going. Okay, cool. So yeah, Jimmy, I think that's very 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 important, man. Taking care of your you
I'm
know.
in.
There
Can you
you
hear
go.
me?
Hey,
Sorry.
how's it going, Adela? How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Super.
Actually, I was elected to be principal for a day at Annie Putinit School today.
Oh, that's a cool
And
school.
it's a school that's across the street from my grandparents' house. Of course, my grandparents are deceased, but my
Right.
brother uses that house as his law office. He's a lawyer too.
Ándale.
And that school has wonderful memories for me. And my mother went to that school actually when
Yeah.
Annie Putinit was alive, and Annie
Yeah.
Putinit was her teacher. So
Wow.
yeah, so I was walking the steps of my mother when she was in first
Oh
grade,
man.
because that's when
Pretty
she
cool.
attended Annie Putinit. It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
really awesome.
And then, of course, this weekend we're gonna have Sombrero Festival there, right across the street at Washington Park,
Yes, yes,
and it
yes.
should be
My
great. But tell us, Adela, how are things going on at the library? I know you have your camp at the library. What's the turnout? What's been going on over there? Is it
it
kind of is it moving along? Are we getting better numbers than we did on Monday?
That's what I know, but more or less the same. I think Monday, Valentine's Day, was the best.
Are you serious?
See, let me double
Orale.
check here,
Because
but
that's not what's happening up in the Upper Valley. In Hidalgo, the numbers are pretty high, right, Jimmy?
Yes, compared to previous years, yes, on the Republican side, yes.
Wow.
We've
Because
been
over
gain.
here in Cameron County, the Republicans were like, man, they were losing like by half or more
No,
than half.
I think
Yeah.
it goes back to the same thing I was telling you earlier,
Yeah.
that they're voting for their buddies and stuff that are in the
Yes.
Democrat side, and they can't vote both ways.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna see in November is that shift where we got some swing voters. You know, they vote both ways, and
Yeah.
that's where
um,
we're really gonna see the difference in the numbers.
I
So
Yeah.
I agree. I think
Well,
that's
yeah,
cool.
true.
Well, guys, let me have somebody else in here. Here comes the great Minerva Lias. Oops, wrong one. Oh, there we go. How you doing, Minerva? ¿Cómo te va?
Good evening, everyone. Hi,
Minerva
Jimmy.
is
Hi.
running
hello,
for
Minerva.
Hidalgo County Clerk,
Yes,
and she's
ma'am.
gonna fix all the crook votes over there.
That's what we need. We need to get her elected.
You're
We
right.
need her in there.
That's
Yes.
right. I need to get in. The thing is that they're still in charge when the voting goes in, so they might not
Oh,
let me in.
pobrecita. Well, Minerva, Adela's from Brownsville, and Adela's running for judge. And so, and over in Brownsville, we bubble in our votes, and I know you guys are more, you guys are digital and all that, and we were talking about that, who was it? Norma's, that's running for Harlingen mayor. We were talking about that. We were talking about, and I think, who was it? Man, who was here? Who was here? I forget who was here. But she was talking. She was talking that you lose the paper trail. There's no
Yeah.
paper trail.
Now there
If
is.
you go digital, there's no paper trail. And in
So
and in Cameron County, there's paper trail. So,
now now there is paper trail. Now I went to go vote on Monday,
yeah,
and now there is a paper trail because now you put your ballot in,
yeah.
you vote for who you're gonna vote. It prints it out, and then you gotta scan it and throw it into the where it's gonna actually count it.
Oh,
Now there's a
Yeah,
digital and paper trail, so now
so
yes.
it's a lot
before
safer.
there was no
Yes.
paper, huh?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
machines will work according to what you feed them, and the input they will give you the output. Where I see the weak link is in the harvesting of ballots that they bring them all in, and
Yeah.
then we lose the accountability because they may or may not go through the machine, and they may or may not have signatures, and all the harvesting problems that we saw in the past elections may resurface again if
Wow.
we don't keep an eye on those ballots.
Híjole. Wow.
yeah.
Híjole.
That's
Yeah,
Because
and so this is where you get our ancestors voting, and
yeah. My great grandfather was the first one to vote.
Yeah, yeah.
Passed away in the 90s, and he's the first one
Wow.
that showed up to vote.
Adela, you see stuff like that in Brownsville? No, I mean, have you heard of stuff like that going on in Brownsville where dead people are voting and
No,
no,
not that I know of. Honestly, I've never heard. Me personally, I've heard it on rumors on television, but not from Brownsville that dead people are voting.
no,
No,
man,
no, no,
no.
no, no. I have not ever heard
Acá
that.
en Hidalgo sí, ¿verdad?
You'd be surprised.
You'd be
You'd
scared,
be
no?
surprised if you really look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
Well,
Look
there's a
into
lot of
it. Look into
politiqueras,
it and see what you find. Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, the
See?
where you really find whether there's fraud or anything is where you look at the previous year, and you got, let's say, 1,500 registered voters, and then you got 2,100 voters voting in that in that precinct. It's kind of like,
Well,
how does that happen? And I know
well,
early voting,
that's never happened in Brownsville because we have a very low voting turnout.
that's
right?
So,
that's true. That's true.
so that
I think
no.
that 10 people voted in Brazil.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but
No, I think it's
it's
under
a very low
2,000.
turnout.
Under 2,000 votes in Brownsville, quite frankly. Maybe under
Okay.
3,000. That kind of deal, which is
And
ridiculous. For I
Yeah.
mean, we're 250,000 plus, and you only get like three. You only get like 3,000 votes. I mean,
but the people that are
Wow.
not voting is the people that we need to go after, because those are the people
yes,
that are thinking, well, it's the same politicians running over and
yes,
over
yes,
again. Nothing's gonna change. But we're
yeah,
here to tell them I'm here to change. Minerva's
yeah,
here,
yeah.
Adela's here. We're here to change the current political
I've
machine.
never run for office, and I'm 60 years old, so I'm an old lady for the very first time
Yeah,
running ever.
and that's what we
So
need. Like I said, we need to be by the people, for the people.
Yeah.
People like us, and not a career politician that has been 30 years, and it's all
Ain't
the same
nada.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
I was
And
telling you,
they make promises that they're gonna, if it get elected, they're gonna do and do and do.
and
And
do
30
and do.
years, 40 years, and they still haven't
And,
done that
and,
which
and
they
I'm
said
still
the
on the
first
first promise that they ever
yeah,
gave you. It's like, yeah, that's true because, I always say career politicians, if it didn't work in 5 years, hey, what, pa fuera, ¿Qué dice Sark?
thank you.
Hello, everyone. I have voted already, waiting for our local elections as well. Wow.
Nice.
Oh, no, no.
Sark-
Hey,
Sarky.
no, you say I have voted already. Oh, Sarky voted. Oh God.
See.
Sharky lives in Harlingen, so he votes for Harlingen.
Okay.
Whatever ballots is in Harlingen,
Right.
because pretty much every county has a different ballot.
Right.
Well, because they're different. You're voting for
Yeah.
county officials
Different
and all that.
districts. Yeah.
Hey, Monty, I voted for Dr. Diaz. All right, Monty.
Yes, oh, thank you.
She better have many pictures as she has of you. Monty. So see, no, Marty's cool. Marty's cool. So see, es la cosa. So let me ask Adela a question here. Adela, why are you running for judge? What's the big thing? Why? Dime, ¿por qué estás corriendo?
Because it's a district court and it's all with a preference on juvenile justice, and I have two skills that are incredible, in my opinion, very, very useful. I'm a teacher. I'm a professor at UTRGV. I've been teaching there for 16 years. And in addition to that, I'm a lawyer. So I have both skills, and I know that I can handle this court, not only legally, but also because it's dealing with minors, it's dealing with juveniles. And I know I have the talents and the skills to get through them and help them. It's the truth. I've been teaching since I was 13 years old,
Wow.
and I'm a very good teacher, and I'm a very good lawyer. And I have 33 years of experience, and I want to use them. I don't want them to go to waste. That's what I have to bring to the table. 33 years of being a lawyer and 16 years of teaching at the university.
Right.
And I can do it. I know what the problems are with juvenile delinquents, because as a prosecutor, I see that most of the defendants and most of the incarcerated people that I see started in juvenile court.
Right.
They all started there. The numbers of juvenile delinquents may have gone down, but that's thanks to the teachers, my dear. It's not thanks to the justice system that's going on in there, because, like I said, the ones in prison, in adult prison, began in juvenile court.
And they just
My
get better
theory,
and better at doing the wrong things.
my theory is that lecturing is really not.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you
I was like,
lecture
it
them,
goes in one ear and out the other. They're just tuning you
yeah,
out. Yeah.
and it's lecturing and lecturing, and supposedly they have mental issues and emotional issues, which they might. I'm not saying that. They supposedly, you know, they all suffer from depression. Depression, I'm not a doctor, but it's my understanding that depression is hidden anger. So
It could
I,
be, but not
instead,
necessarily.
not
Yeah.
exactly, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor neither. No, you know, that's not our
Yeah.
field. But my my theory is, first you have to diagnose the problem, and then
Right.
accountability, and then positive reinforcement, and finally education. And I
Yeah.
use that formula for all my cases, even adults, and it works. And I have saved many lives, many. I have saved many people from getting criminal records, because
Yeah.
I think that a criminal record is sometimes even worse than you know
Then go to jail because
than
it
going to
follows you.
jail, because
Yeah.
it will haunt you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It won't help you get a job.
Yeah.
So to me, cleaning that record so that they really have a clean start, so that it doesn't this thing about, well, you know, they're going to get probation. That's not really, that's sort of an illusion,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the
They're just
market
trying to
for
take
that.
care of a problem and not really fixing it. You know, como que they're
Correct,
putting duct tape
correct.
on it y la cosa así. And
Yeah.
Minerva, you see stuff like that, you know, on your side, right? You see stuff like that. I mean, yeah, where because you deal with the paperwork of all of it, and I'm sure you read stuff that says, you know, you read it and you say, this doesn't make sense, right? I'm sure you know.
Yes, well, you're talking about the question that you asked Adela, right? About the
Yeah. I mean,
children.
you know, I mean, sometimes because you deal more with the paperwork and the after effect of, like Adela deals with, you know, okay, she's in court and this kind of deal, and now she's going to be a judge. But then you deal with all the paperwork, right?
Well, I used to deal with the paperwork and in the therapeutic side,
Wow.
as I saw clients, mainly young adults. But I also know, as I was back in Florida, I was the chair for keeping the mentally ill out of jail,
Yeah.
and I ran into the pipe. You know, the children were being groomed and were being referred to the police. What do you call them? The police that guards in the schools,
Right.
and they started to create files on children,
Wow.
because the most likely they will be future criminals. And instead of
Exactly. They
giving
were
them the
targeted already.
therapy, the help, the intervention that those
Wow.
children needed, it's like money, money, money. You'll be my client in a few years. So I'm with Mrs. Garza here I'm sorry, Kowalski.
Kowalski Garza. Yes, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm with her. You know, I'm into the rehabilitation side. I don't think a human being should be wasted or discarded like a piece of paper. You know, used piece of paper. I think everybody deserves an opportunity, maybe more than once, because
There you go.
that's what it takes. You know, with medication, with intervention, with rehabilitation, with a demonstration that we care as a community, they might get back on track. You know,
Yeah.
life is not rosy, but we don't have to make it so difficult either.
Right. Yeah. So
Right.
maybe some programs where we enter some mentorships and stuff like that. I think they might have some in play, but I mean, they always fall through the cracks. They always fall through the cracks. Pues Adela, I know we don't want to keep you because I know you were busy, but any last words before you say bye bye?
To please go vote and to vote for Adela Kowalski Garza. My heart is in the right place. I want to help and save lives. And I have the skills. I'm a teacher and a lawyer, and I can use those two talents to help our youth. And 33 years of dealing with young people that get into trouble. And I hope that I can get the chance to give me a chance. I know I can help you. Anyway.
Excellent, excellent. Well, great, man. Adela, thank you for coming by. I know we're gonna definitely do another show sometime where it would be just your time. Today, we're just kind of sharing the time, and we're gonna pass it. We still got some people coming in to say hi tonight. It's kind of like a little meet and greet for everybody, and we'll see where we take it. But hopefully, I'll stop by tomorrow by the library and say hi and all that. You are running a really cool camp there at the library. Yeah, and you're there. Well, actually, when I've helped
I'm
out
all
as
burned.
signs
You
in
know,
that
that's
area, we've
fun.
do little dances, all kinds of stuff in that little area.
I had my 89-year-old father there today,
Yeah,
holding
that's
a
right.
sign, vote for my daughter. A veteran of the U.S. Army in Korea. It broke
Thank you
my
for
heart.
let him know we thank him for his service.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
definitely.
you. I
Qué
will.
bueno, Adela.
Thank you.
Take care. Ándale.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Take care. Ándale. So, what was I gonna say? Hold on. Let me do something here, and there you go. There you go. It's away. And so, Minerva.
Sir.
Hold on. Don't go. There's a question here for Jimmy, and
Okay.
Valerie. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up, but here's your question. I don't think I'm forgetting you, Valerie. Jimmy, this question's for you. And will you take money from the cities you will be representing if elected when your current when
Like,
like our current representative? Ooh,
so I will say this: no, I won't. That's part of the reason why I stepped up. That's part of the corruption why I stepped up. Thank you, Valeria, for the question. One of the first things, if elected, a bill that I would like to work on is to set limits on a representative from having contracts with any city that they represent. If it was outside,
awesome.
if it was outside their district, that'd be okay. Because they're not using their
Influence.
their position, yeah, and their influence to gain contracts. So that's that's a big no for me. That's part of the reason why I decided to step up. And like I said, that's one of the first bills that I would like to introduce to stop that's part of the corruption here in the valley. That all these people that are supposed to be representing us, they're only representing themselves in their pockets. So
Right.
that's
So
something that we need
I
to change.
even heard that there was some officers. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but like they have maybe like 16 or 17 vendors in their pocket and that money coming in that way, and
Yeah, I mean,
so contracts are flipping around and going towards them and
we
kickbacks.
it's catching up. It's catching the people who are representing us here in the valley. It's catching up to them because they're older but technology where now you can go online from right here at home and
Yeah.
look up the kind of things that the deals the cities are doing. Public records,
Wow.
and they're finding out for themselves what is going on, what is wrong with why are we not progressing, and that's part of the problem is that they're focused on themselves and their pockets instead of focusing on growing the community and helping everybody grow at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Where if I'm growing, I want to see that my constituent is growing with me. So that's a no. I will not take money from the
There
city.
you go. So back to Minerva. Minerva, one of the things you're going to do if you're elected, what is something you
Well,
want to accomplish?
in the first 100 days, what I want to do is I would like to order 2 audits, one of the IT department of the electoral processes, and the other one of the budget I want to know that when I go in, I want to say, well, this is what was given to me, and I cannot be accused. And I'm going to look for irregularities, of course. And if I find anything, I will refer them to the state attorney or to the FBI or whoever wants to look into it. If I said if, I didn't say that that's the case. The other thing that I want to do is start an initiative to really protect the vulnerable, like our elderly, and protect their assets. I want to be more intentional about that. Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I was sending somebody else a link. But yeah, I think that if you go in there with a mindset of cleaning up before, I mean, obviously you take an office, so it's not like before you take office, but as soon as you take office, it's like when you rent the house, or you buy a new house, or you buy an old house, and you're going into a house, you start cleaning out stuff. Va a haber cosas que, maybe the walls are not the color you want, and so you start painting it and you start making it your. And I think that's what you're trying to do. You want to go in there, you want to make it your department, your office, and with your good paperwork, your good numbers,
Good,
and
good
nothing negative.
accounting.
Your accounting, so we're, no funny numbers, or no missing numbers. Certain thousands or millions of dollars are missing. Where are they? Whatever.
I would certainly review all the contracts that the department might have out with different vendors. And I will order an audit. That will be part of the audit as well. I want to know who are these contractors that we're dealing with. I just want to make sure that that everything is transparent and clear. And if there is a corrective course needed, of course, well, then I will make that corrective course. I just want to help the community grow and strengthen through making opportunity, but I'm not stifling opportunity. It's just opportunity has to be done ethically and has to be done in a way that is going to bless the community, that is going to be transparent, that we'll get a gold seal for good government, the best practices, not just practices in the areas that people are not too concerned about, but the best practices where monies are concerned.
Yeah, and Myra aquí te manda un shout out. Dice Minerva has great ideas to protect our elections and resources. Checks and balances are necessary. Yes.
Hi, Myra.
And Myra, come on in. Te mandé link. Come on, come say hi. But yeah, that's so true. Here another little point here for Jimmie. Jimmie, te tiran otro shout out aquí. Dice, Jimmie is an honorable candidate for legitimate situations that we need at the state level. Truckers for Jimmie.
Yeah. Thank you, Myra. I appreciate that. It's always nice to hear from the big candidates up there to know that they're keeping an eye on us and they're supporting us. So
and you know what? That's so cool because, like Jimmie was saying earlier, that everybody's working together. Everybody's helping everybody because, even from paperwork or I was telling Jimmie, but you started your campaign, like everybody else, but like Myra's been doing it for 2 years already, so she's already been through the uncomfortable situations, and oh, this doesn't work. No, don't try that, Jimmie. That's not going to work. Try this instead, because she's been doing it, and it's like, so that's really, really cool, that you guys are helping out and people like Myra are helping you guys. Hey, what's going on, Roy? Hey, I got your message, Roy, but I'm in the middle of the show, and we can deal with it in a little bit, okay? Roy is with with Tejano music. So yeah. So that's another show. Pero sí, no, Minerva, how do you see your numbers going?
Well, I'm ahead right now because I have no opponents.
Sí, es verdad.
But it
Go,
feels good to
go,
be ahead, that's for sure.
yeah. But you know what? I'm sure you want to win by a pretty huge number there. I don't think you want to
Yeah.
win by 10 votes.
No,
Like
I
get
want
10
to
votes
win.
and you get the position.
I want to win with a significant number, if possible, to demonstrate basically that the people have had enough of the abuse, of the squandering, of the back scratching that goes on.
Yeah,
And I'm not making this up. We all know that the FBI cleaned out the west side of
You're not
Hidalgo
done.
County,
and
You're
they're
not
not
done
done,
yet.
boys and
and
Jimmy.
they're not done. So I'm sure that a lot of people, elected officials or board members, they're like scratching. They're like, "Oh, am I next?"
I'm next.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it will be very interesting to see who gets accused and prosecuted.
Right.
It's this is so important. Who would have known that we will have such help because it is help. We want to if we have been tested with the small stuff. And then
Yes.
we're going to be good with the larger amounts of money. That's a biblical principle. And
Yeah.
in my years in the Air Force, 13 years, I handle budgets. I did because being in charge, you have to do the budget, and then not one penny ever went missing. And either
Wow.
in any of my military or chaplaincy, when I was the administrative chaplain for the National Rehab Hospital in Washington, D.C., I had to do all those reports. I had to deal with the money. I had to deal with the finances. And I've never had any trouble in that area. None.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
you're a good accountant. You dot your I's and cross your T's and double check it and I hope it. And you said one of the things that you said, Sharky, let's not vote for chicken plates. And
That's
quite frankly, man, a lot of there's people out there that vote for you offer them a chicken plate and they're gonna vote. Don't sell your vote for a chicken plate, and then you're there and you're complaining. Afterwards, you're complaining, oh, que las calles, oh, que this, oh, que that, oh, que this, oh, que estos
That's
chavos no
right.
hacen nada. But you sold your vote for a chicken plate, man.
Right.
And we see it. We see it a lot,
Yeah.
Minerva, one of the
I was talking to my mom earlier, and I was telling her that, and then she said, but dice, es because back in the day they used to think, mira, qué buena persona me está dando un plato de comida, and this and that, or they say hi to me, and I go, Mom, where do you think all that money comes from? I mean, the chicken plate's not free. That
Right.
you give out 1,000 chicken plates or even 2,000 chicken plates. That's quite a lot of money there, and they're not doing it only once. They're doing it like 4 or 5 or 6 times, maybe more times. So you multiply that amount of money times one times the many times they have chicken plates. That they're giving out chicken plates. Where's that money coming from?
And not only that, what that does is create an emotional debt, a bondage.
Yes.
It creates a bond. Oh, he fed me like these last 2 years. He's been so nice. He brings me chicken plates and burritos. Yeah, you've lost
Mari quiere chicken plate. Dice, but it was free and so good.
It was free and so good, Mari de Leon says, but it was free and so good. But then you lost your autonomy over a bowl of lentils, so to speak.
Yeah, I heard that one before too. Yeah.
So people need to realize that when they do accept a chicken plate or a burrito, they need to say, well, thank you, this is very generous of you, but I'm still gonna vote for the other person, or I still haven't decided where I'm gonna vote. And hopefully this is not about voting. So people need to start articulating and be bold. People need to be bold. Hey, thanks for the burrito, but I'm going to vote for the other guy. Or, we need to make those statements to set the people free from the emotional debt that I liken to the victims of human trafficking. They create these debts and these bondages. Oh, you owe me this, I rescue you. Well, you I was your victim. What do you mean you rescue me? So, they create a debt that is negative, that it's a lie. and based on lie. So when we see these candidates offering plates and offering this and offering being too good, being just excessively good,
Yeah.
I will be, I'm the kind that I said, ¿qué quiere este? Como my mother used to say that in Spanish, in Puerto Rico. ¿Qué quiere? ¿Qué tendrá? Esto viene con rabo.
Yeah, yeah. Trae algo, trae algo. Algo
Algo
quiere,
quiere.
algo trae.
Algo quiere, sí.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. Dice Myra, thank you for your service. I guess she's referring to you, and all our veterans. One of our top goals is to bring a veterans hospital. The RTV needs the funding and resources for our veterans. No more empty promises from the establishment. So true, Myra, so true. She continues, your vote is worth more than a chicken plate. At the end of the day, Republicans want more money in your pocket and less taxes.
Amen.
Worthwhile more than a
More
plate.
than a
Yeah,
plate.
in other words, hey,
That's
you know
right,
what? You're,
Mayra.
get
right,
a
thank you.
Republican voted, and you're gonna save money in the long run. Dice, hey, De Leon, dice, what is the extreme importance for voters to understand that the character of a candidate must match the actions before and after a victory? We need leaders who are true to public service and address the real community issues with realistic solutions that can be implemented. That's true. If I'm going to
Absolutely.
run for office, guys, and if I'm elected, I will have a Mercedes van in every one of your homes, and I will make sure that your ugly daughters get all the beauty tips to
Mary,
become
get
pretty,
married.
and all your, and I'm going to marry all your and all your cochino huercos, they're gonna become really, really cool, really, really smart. So vote for me. Oh man, come on! Because some of these candidates come in with ridiculous promises y ni la primera prometen.
Well, that's the problem, that they get elected and then they forget why they got elected, or what they said they were gonna get running for. So we need representation, that they're gonna
Yeah,
involve the community in decisions that are gonna affect the community. We don't hear about all this big budget spending. The public doesn't hear about it,
yeah.
and they just, who did they talk to say, hey, this is what the community needs? Because if
Yeah.
they're making that decision by themselves and not talking to us, the constituents, then they're not really representing us. They're representing what they think is best for us. And
Mhm.
I think that more than them is the constituents that know what we need, our everyday Americans that are struggling out here, that know what we need. And that's why part of the reason I also stepped up. I know our everyday struggles. And being a truck driver, being away from my family just to make a living, because it's hard to make a living here because of the way the jobs are. But hey,
Yeah.
Rick, thank you.
Hey, Rick, let's go, Jimmy. Good
Yeah.
job, Rick. Yeah, quite frankly, we need everybody to come out and make comments, but not only here, but make comments in their daily life about the establishment, about keep those that you elect in check. Because
Right.
sometimes, especially those that offer you the chicken plates, you forget about those guys. Hey, I mean, I hope they don't get elected, but if they do, man, you know what? We need to be on their case. We
We need
need
to
to
hold them
make sure that
accountable.
they're doing what they promised, or even if they didn't promise it, hey, you got to do this. You got to do this. This has to change. This has to change. Porque, I mean, we got issues with infrastructure. We got issues with, como dice Myra, the veterans. We want a veterans hospital, and
Yeah.
I think I don't know who I was telling. I don't know if it was you, Minerva, or it was somebody else. I mean, I'm sure 20 years ago, some politician probably said, you know what, if elect me, and I'm going to make sure that we open up a veterans hospital, because we have had, I mean, this area has sent so many soldiers to war, sent numbers. The number was huge that came out of the RGV, and yet they're not taken care of. And these guys have been promising a hospital ever since I was probably a teenager,
Wow.
and I mean, you're talking about ponle at least 30 years. Ponle at least 30 years. They've been promising a hospital. I don't know, Jimmy. Do you recall something like that? I know you're not as old as I am, but do you remember maybe at least 10 years, 15 years that they've been promising veterans hospitals?
I have heard it brought up. I've never seen the, I guess the effort, to bring one down here, and we do need one very badly,
Yeah,
and that's something that I would get behind 100% in
right.
trying to get down here. Having our veterans have to drive all the way to San Antonio just to get some
Yeah.
help is not right. We need our own hospital down here.
Yeah,
So
we need a lot of stuff, man. We need a lot of stuff. Yesterday, I think who was it? Norma, that's running for the Harlingen mayor. She was talking. We need to look at the infrastructure from a regional point of view, because if all the cities would work together, we might be able to take care of the solution. Again, I was being ridiculous and say, oh, but the flooding is something new. I mean, apenas empezó a hacer. But, I guess we were kids, and I mean, we would have had the floods in the cities, I'm sure
yeah,
kids that are now grown men and grown women up in the Westlaco area and Mercedes area can remember of the swimming pools all over the place popping up. And it was not because they were rich.
yeah.
you know.
Flooding is a big issue that I've ran into when I'm talking, block walking and stuff. Flooding is a big issue with a lot of the people, especially like in the Westaco Mercedes area.
Yeah,
They were promised a new drainage and stuff, and they've yet to see it. It's been about going on 4 years now, and that's
wow,
something that we need to work on, bringing better infrastructure to the Rio Grande Valley,
yeah,
not
Yes.
just in my district. Wait,
I,
wait, wait.
Well, I think that definitely taking care of that infrastructure is going to, when we fix the infrastructure, it opens the doors for hospitals and for
mm,
other great businesses that would like to come to the area and do business. So I don't know. Maybe speaking of Telsa, they chose Brownsville, but they're going to put an incredible amount of money in the infrastructure. So it happens to be that Brownsville goes close to the Gulf.
yeah,
So I know that's not a Hidalgo County thing, but it eventually it will, and I will be an advocate. Not only will I do my paperwork like Ray says,
hmm,
and document all the monies and clerk here and clerk there and preside in the departments that I need to preside and sit in the council with the commissioners. But I have other ideas as well that will help the candidates, that would help the elected officials with the advocacy, with the numbers that they need, and so it can become a collaborative effort,
wow,
including our two sitting senators should also
mm,
get involved in trying to get the help that we need down here for our
yeah,
veterans. For myself, hey,
yeah. Dice Marty, I've worked with veterans walking the halls of Congress, and unfortunately, the ego of our elected officials do not allow the service that is needed. Wow. So maybe that kind of means that it can be done, but since I don't want it, I don't push it.
So
oh,
Kind of, kind of
I
something
think
like
that
that.
I think the problem is that this elected officials, they've gone to a point, like I said earlier, that their ego is too big, that I don't need a constituent telling me what to do. I know what I
Yeah,
need to do, and
yeah,
they disregard that. And I think we need to change that. We need to change how they engage with the public, how open they have
yeah.
to be, and how transparent they have to be. So hopefully we have a more inclusive when it comes to the constituents making decisions for themselves. You know,
Wow.
so I know my opponent doesn't do too much of asking the constituents what they need. He shuts the
Right.
door on them and stuff like that from the stories that I've gotten. So I'm hoping to change that and be more inclusive with our constituents.
Okay. One of the things that I've heard from some people, some candidates, is that they're going to try to have maybe town hall meetings to where they can bring the citizens in to, hear them out, and not just hear them out. Okay, you got 2 minutes, orale. Well, anyway, and nothing being done, but actually, if I say, hey, we need, more lights in the city or whatever, and I think the citizen wants to hear, wow, that's a good idea. Thank you for coming up. I mean, what how do you think we can do, kind of start a little conversation right there and then, because I think a lot of times the citizens go to these town hall meetings but they feel ignored even though they're talking. I
Right.
don't know what you guys think about that, but it's like they need to engage with the community.
Yeah.
I go ahead,
Go
Jimmy.
ahead.
No, you go ahead, Minerva. Go ahead. I went first last
I
time.
was
Go
going
ahead.
to say, I think that it's so important to engage our human capital because the scientists, the creative ideas
Yeah.
always comes from the grassroots, and it's so important to give them a platform so that everybody can benefit.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. One of the
No,
things
that's
that
so true because well, go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
one of the things that I've been hearing, and when I introduce myself, hey, I'm running for this. They're like, well, what is this? What is the state representative? I'm like, you've had a state representative for 18 years, and you know what we do. So I explained to them what we do and how
Wow.
we can help them, and they're like, we've had that here this whole time. I'm like, yeah, you've had that for 18 years. So they're like,
Man.
they're surprised that we have somebody at the state level in a small district.
Well,
So
because maybe somebody's not doing their job.
yeah, that's exactly it. That's why we step up to do our jobs and to represent them. So
I mean, think about it. Just imagine nowadays if somebody said, "This is Coca-Cola," and you go, "What's Coca-Cola? You mean we've had Coca-Cola all along?"
yeah, yeah. So it's
Oh
gonna be
my.
nice after the primaries for Minerva and I. It's gonna just ramp up because we'll no longer be candidates. We'll be the Republican nominee. So
Yeah.
That's
we have a
right.
different title now. So and we're gonna. I know she's tackling it. I've seen her out there as well. I've gone to her event, and she's getting some people behind her, and we need to get more people behind her because we
Yeah.
need to switch.
Yes.
We need to. It's like Mr. Aaron Pena. I like the way he phrases it. There's one seat up for the Court of Appeals. It's a six seat uh court there. So right now it's four Democrats and two Republicans. Sorry, and so he says, we don't need to win all of them. We just need to win one more and bring balance.
Right.
We need to bring balance. So it's not we want them all. It'd be nice, but bringing three versus three.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's what we need here. We need more Republicans in our county in our county offices to bring balance, so
Right.
that way the county clerk is with the judge and they get to decide this. Oh, we're gonna go this way. Now you got checks and balances on both sides.
Yeah.
That's what we need more, and that's what we need Minerva to get elected.
There you
So,
That's
go.
right. We need Jimmy to get elected.
There you go. We, we
so
we need everybody to get elected. No, no, no. That's true. That's true. Because hey, we need and Myra was right. Checks and balances, and I know Minerva, you're big on that because you have to be. There's and I think maybe that's what hasn't been happening. That maybe they don't know. I mean, it's you know they don't check and there's no balances. There's no verifying of facts. There's no
right,
verifying of the numbers.
there's
There's
nobody
no,
to question it.
there's no questioning. Yeah, you're right. It's lo ponen abajo del paperwork y lo mueven por un ladito, and it stays there hidden for
Y es todo porque
the dust leaves.
son todos los mismos, so se cuidan uno al otro, and
Yeah.
that's where the checks are not happening. So
Well, great. Hey,
that's why.
well, you know what? Hey, Minerva, give us a couple of words in Spanish for our Spanish speakers that might be listening, or I'm sure they are.
Buenas noches todo el mundo de la farándula de Mr. Rey. Esta noche les quiero decir que por favor vayan a votar, no se queden en su casa, es necesario que vayan a votar por los republicanos si es que quieren cambio, si quieren ver que sí nos interesa sus condiciones socioeconómicas, sus condiciones sus piezas legislativas y la necesidad que ustedes tienen como pueblo, tienen necesidad de que se les arregle las acueductos, que tienen necesidad a acceso al departamento del secretario, que tiene todavía el departamento cerrado y ustedes no pueden ir a hacer sus negocios porque no está abierto. Entonces necesitan ustedes tomar acción para entonces poder nosotros hacer lo que queremos hacer, que es devolverle el gobierno al pueblo. Así que doctora Minerva Díaz, por favor, vayan a votar, voten por Jimmy, voten por mí y voten por todos los republicanos y todos los conservativos.
Yeah, wow, great. Y dice Sarky, too much compadres going on.
Yeah,
That's right.
there's a lot of that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so hopefully, we will get this guy to
Let's
go
go,
go
Brandon.
go 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 go.
Go home is what Brandon
Let's
needs to
go
do.
home, Mr. Brandon. Pues Minerva, pues we'll let you go. Thank you for coming up. We need to schedule another
Thank
show
you.
for you. I think maybe we'll schedule probably a Spanish show, maybe hopefully the following week or
Sí, claro que
so see
sí.
how that goes. So keep it. And you know
Okay.
what, Minerva? Tell us a little bit about your fundraiser. You have a fundraiser coming up this weekend, no?
Yes, I have this Saturday. I have an event called Chocolat, and it's a community service to for those people who were not able to afford the sophisticated, expensive dinners for their loved ones, their girlfriends, their wives, their
Wow.
partners. So what I did is I'm offering great food. Uh, Everything has to is involved with chocolate. I made mole today. It took me 5 hours and 15 minutes to
Wow.
make
Oh,
my own recipe of mole. So yo sí sé cocinar.
Ooh, girl.
So yes, you must come by. You can buy your tickets at the door. Uh, you can show up at 2 o'clock from 2 to 5. Just we will serve you champagne and give you lots of food and sing to you romantic songs. Miss Chanel, one of the little Miss Teenagers USA,
Uh
she's
huh.
gonna sing. She just got an award for singing.
Wow.
So we have first class show and food at very affordable, and it helps me and it helps the community.
Awesome. Wow,
right.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, cuz it takes money to run a campaign. I mean, especially when you're not involved in crooked politics, it definitely takes money. When you're involved in crooked politics, well, you get
Comes
money
easy.
thrown from all over the place. Big
Mhm.
companies throw you money because then you owe them. That's quite frankly, you see a lot of chicken plates out there. You see a lot of free stuff being given out there. You gotta wonder where all that money's coming from, and who they're gonna owe later on. They have to make a decision, and you know what? They have to look to those big guys that are throwing the money their way, and they're gonna have to say, "Pues como voto aquí? Pues you're voting my way, dude." Ah, okay,
Mhm.
okay. And so the representative or the senator or whatever, they go and they vote the way the vendors told them to vote.
Right.
Exactly. Mhm.
And so yeah. Bueno, Minerva, te dejo.
Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank
It's
you for
nice seeing you, Minerva.
stopping by. Good night.
See you
And
tomorrow
I'm
morning, Jimmy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it'll be from 4 to 6. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Andale, take care.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So man, this has been a great show. We had people coming in. I think some people didn't quite make it, even though they wanted to. So a ver qué pasa.
Yeah.
Again, this is Talk Show Central RTV style. And guys, we just wanted to open up the night to let candidates come in and, just give us a little bit about who they are and what they want to do. And, just kind of tackle some of these questions that, you guys are concerned. And, a couple of you viewers had questions and so that's cool. Again, like Jimmy said, hey, I'm not going to duck from any question. You throw me a question my way, I'm going to answer it or I'm going to find the answer you know
Right.
because it would be ridiculous to say that you have the answer to every question
You're right.
you know but it's all about the heart. What's the heart of the the candidate? Is he
Right.
there to serve or is he there to just to make money?
Right.
Because in
So,
some of these positions these guys they become millionaires, no, Jimmy?
yeah, they become millionaires with the side jobs, not with their main what they were elected for. They
Right.
use what they were elected for to become millionaires. So, yeah,
Wow.
we need to stop that, and we need to help grow our communities. That's what it's all about. When a community strives and works together and they grow together and they become really well off in life when we work together.
Yeah.
So go out and vote Republican. We're not the party of the rich. We're for the people, by the people. We're your everyday Americans. So um, that whole because that was one of the issues with my grandmother trying to move her over to the Republican side. Well, me dicen que los republicanos son para los ricos. Eso
Yeah.
no va, ¿por qué? Si no estamos ricos, ¿por qué vamos a? No, no. Look at the values. What we believe
Yeah.
in. We're pro life, pro God, pro legal immigration. They all align with the Republicans, and that's what we need to
Yeah.
vote on.
And you know what? I saw one of these memes either yesterday or this morning. It said, and it's the old, deal where it says, thank you, Sharky. It talks about if you teach a man if you give a man a fish, he's going to be hungry tomorrow,
Right.
and he's gonna come back and he's gonna ask for another fish. And he's gonna go
Yeah.
home and he's gonna be hungry and he's gonna come back and get another fish. And every day he's
I'm a
gonna come back for
fisherman,
another fish. And so he becomes, the beggar mentality,
dependent.
take care of me mentality, the victim mentality.
Yeah, the
Whereas if you
dependent.
teach a man to fish, he will fend for himself and he will help others because he's gonna learn, hey, where does fish come from? Why do I
Right.
get fish? So all my family is going to be eating fish, and all my neighbors are going to be eating fish because he's learned how to do it. And I think the Republicans are that way. They are not so much to give you something, but they're more to teach you how you
Right.
can sustain yourself and how you yourself can become successful. You come to the United States to live the American dream, then do it.
Yes,
You know,
we wanna go from depending on the government to being, self-sustained and making your own money, making a lot of money, keeping more of that money instead of being taxed, to the
yeah,
brink of, being broke. So that's what we're all about. Lower taxes, more money in your pockets. So like Mara said earlier, I think, yeah, more money in your pockets and less taxes. That's what
right.
we're all about.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, definitely.
that's gonna help you in the long run versus, well, I'm gonna give you $1,000, like those stimulus bills. We're gonna give you some money now. Where's that money? All that money's gone.
Yeah,
That didn't help
and
you
you
much.
and you're still in the hole. You instead of using that money wisely, it went on buying a TV, went on buying this, it went on buying that. You didn't invest it, so you could have
Right.
made more money with it, but you didn't because the mentality is, hey, acabo me van a mandar otro cheque.
See,
Hey,
that's what.
que Grandpa Biden te va a mandar otro cheque
Hey,
next month. Y luego the
look,
following. And you get used to this stuff, and I think that's why there's a lot of issue with the employment because people are just waiting for the check and not deciding not to work.
right, yeah. That's the big problem that I remember. I told a friend of mine, hey, there's a job opening, and you make X amount of money. And they're like, "Well, I'm getting, 1,200, 1,300 over here. Why would I a week? Why would I go work over there for? I'll make what I'm making now in a week through unemployment. I'll make over there in 2, 3 weeks." It's like, wow, like that's crazy. No wonder this people don't want to go out and work. And or Brandon and his administration, they promised a lot of things. They said that we would get better from COVID. They said that we would get lower prices on everything. That they would, help the people in college, and they've done nothing. COVID has
Hmm.
gotten worse. There's more deaths under Biden. Inflation is at an all-time high, and we
Yeah,
just need to revert from that. And at least on the local level, we can make a difference. Statewide, and then we'll send Myra and we'll send Myra Flores and Monica de la Cruz to Congress so they can go and fight
there
the
you go.
nasty politicians up there. So
That is super, super cool, man. That's a great plan. Hopefully, I'm praying that it comes to pass and it becomes a reality and, things can start changing because, man, I was reading today as to somewhere that we have gone from having a very good economy within 2 years, if not within a year, to hit rock bottom. The worst economy ever in the United States history.
yeah, and
The
and
worst. I mean, it's not like, okay, we're having a bad time. No, no, no. The worst.
yeah,
And in this day and time, it should be the worst. I mean,
what's
the worst was like back in the day, the 20s. Yeah, you could understand that. But now with all this technology and all these education that we have, it should never be close to that.
and what's funny is that when the pandemic started, they blamed Trump for everything.
Yeah,
It wasn't COVID, and now they want to use COVID as an excuse
yeah,
as to why we're as a country we're failing.
yeah,
And it's not us the people, it's our representation. The current administration is doing a horrible job, and that's why, like I said, I'll say it again, we need Myra and Monica to go out there and and
yeah.
and and, and change the landscape. Switch it over to the Republican side so we can have a better future going forward. For the
There you
last two
go.
years of what do you call it, the current administration, because I guarantee they would not be voted in again.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, and hopefully, hopefully, you maybe even get Trump in there as Speaker of the House, and we impeach the current president and the vice president, and then the Speaker of the House may become president.
That's a nice pathway right there. Yeah,
It's all legal, like, pero
yeah,
that's one of the plans. It also was one of the plans, but I don't know. Pero a ver qué pasa. But I mean, if not Trump, somebody else that has a little bit of brains, that kind of deal,
right.
that cares about the country, and uh, that's what we need, man. I
We
mean,
do. Yes, we do.
uh, we shouldn't be in this situation. I mean, claro, yeah, COVID and all that, but I think it's going away, and I don't think they want to. They don't want to tell us that it's going away.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
I think it is. I mean, you see it, I mean, here every day with our family and friends. It's just, I caught COVID about, I want to say, a month now ago, and it was just a little cough, and that's it. My wife got it. She didn't. Almost nothing.
yeah,
So it's going away, and I mean, it, the mild version of it, I guess, is here to stay. It'll happen like the
yeah,
cold every
like a
month.
common cold and
Yeah.
everything else,
So yeah, but I think we're past the biggest part of it and all that. So
Wow.
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, it's cool, man. So great, man. Great show. We had some people coming in, Jimmy. I'm glad you came in and you could
Thank
stay
you
the
for
whole
having me
hour
again.
with me.
Yeah.
We definitely need to do a show in Spanish.
Yeah,
Here coming up. So get with me and we'll hook that up.
for sure.
I know you have tomorrow, Friday, and
Yes.
then there's elections on Saturday, right? There's elections
Saturday
on
and
Saturday,
Sunday.
Sunday too.
I was told Sunday too, so
Orale. So
yeah.
man, so you're gonna, and then Monday you're off because it's a holiday on Monday, right?
Yes, yes.
And then of course the last four
Tuesday.
days, and
Yes.
then March 1st
March
is
1st.
election day. So
Yes,
yeah,
so
let me put that up here just to let people know. This where the hell,
also,
here we go.
if you live in District 39, which is from San Juan to Mercedes down to Progreso, I will be having a meet and greet tomorrow at El Phoenix Cafe in Mercedes from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So come by. We're gonna have other great candidates there, and we all give each other a chance to speak. I know Myra's gonna be there, Myra Flores.
All right.
Uh, and some other Minerva was gonna be there. She just
Mm-hmm.
mentioned. So come on by and meet your candidates. Ask us questions. I'm more than glad to sit as long as as long as you want, and to hammer down what your needs are. I like.
Yeah.
I'm not really good being a new into the political world. I'm not good at big speeches, in front of a lot of people, but I do like to sit down and on a more personal level talk to each
Yeah.
individual that came in and ask questions. So that's what I'm all about. So if you want to come by in Mercedes, again, that's at El Phoenix Cafe from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
And Mercedes. Wow.
in Mercedes. Yes,
Orale. So that'd be great. That'd be great, guys. And early voting will continue, of course, through the 14th all the way through, except not on the 21st because it's a holiday, and then again on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and then take a little break. And on March the 1st is election day. What do we got here? Valerie, ¿qué dice? Thank you for listening to your people. Hey. Yeah,
thank you. That's what it's all about. That's what we need
that's
to
what
get
it's all
elected to.
about. Hey,
Yeah,
Valerie, you had a great question here. I don't know, where is it? Where is it? I mean, it was you, right? Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, hey, and Jimmy answered it, man, and that's the thing, sometimes questions like this are overlooked. They're ignored because they don't want to tell you the real answer.
right. And that's one of the that question is actually one of the biggest questions that I've been getting from the community. You know,
This one,
from yes, is because everybody knows, but there's nothing that we can do about it because they they
wow.
use their little loopholes and stuff. So, but that's the biggest question that I've been getting because, you know, a lot of money, and we'll get into it on our next show, but a lot of money is being taken away from our cities, going to our representative that shouldn't be going there. So, thank you,
Eso, la pura verdad. And we're gonna
thank you,
do a
Gallery.
Spanish show as well.
Yes,
So yeah. So guys, again, this is Jimmy. Let me put them all in here. We had this is Jimmy. Again, Myra was not here, but I think she was here in spirit. She's really, really busy. So Myra is running for Congress, District 34. Adela out of Cameron County is running for judge to take care of the juvenile court. non-district 484. Minerva, of course, she's going to be taking care of all issues with paperwork, the clerk. And
Voting.
that is very important, guys. Believe it or not, that's very important because that's the final, sign the check, shot on the dotted line. And that's very important. And of course, we didn't have, I know, I'll throw this one in there. Churchill's running for Congress District 15. She was up there watching. I guess she was busy. She couldn't come in, but I'll go ahead and do that again. Again, Jimmy, it was here the whole time, and it's the District 39. Of course, he and I were co-hosting this, so not to say that the other candidates could not be here the whole time, but that was the whole idea. So great show, Jimmy. Thank you for being my co-host today. And guys, I don't know if you guys are voting for this. I think some counties are, but we definitely need term limits.
So we it's not up for vote, I guess, just yet. What we're trying to do is get people that are for term limits elected so that we can pass something that gives term limits. So, and all of us are for term limits. I believe Myra's for term limits.
Yeah.
Nata's for term limits, and all the Republican candidates are for term limits.
Except the guys that have re-elect in front. If they have an RE in front of elect, don't vote for them.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
There's an exception. There's a couple exceptions.
We got our chairwoman, Adrian Garcia. She's running for re-election. We need to get her.
That one we keep.
Yeah, we need to keep her. She's done a great job, and she's brought our GOP from
There's a few, but there's more Rees that shouldn't be elected than.
Right. Yeah. So I think the ones that have been there for 15, 20, 30 years.
Pa fuera.
Move on. Yeah.
Hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
Don't you come back no
That's
more.
right.
No more. See, pa fuera. It's time in with the old and in with the new. We need people with vision, people that, como dicen, who is it? New leadership, new vision.
Yes. That's right.
That's what we need.
Well, the vision should come from the people.
A ver, un last comment. Dice Sharky, that was our local elections terms. Sí, in Harlingen. That's true.
Okay, that was
the Harlingen mayor's 24. Yeah, the Harlingen mayor's been there for 24 years, dude.
Wow.
He mentioned that. Yeah. And so we got Norma coming in for mayor there, and so she's going to be an excellent. So, guys, we will let you go. Jimmy, I'm going to throw you backstage. And
thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jimmy, for being here.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Guys, this is Royal with Talk Show Central RTV Style. We bid you good night. Buenas noches. Los vemos, guys. Take care.